What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Good morning, everybody. I just want to get on here and say this. Wallo is everything that y'all pretend Charleston White is. For real. Wallo from the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. I got a lot of love for that brother, and I ain't never met that brother in my life. I'm watching Club Shay Shay when he's sitting down with Shannon Sharp. His vulnerability, his honesty, the way he cares about black people and young black men and their well-being and their futures. Like, I respect it so much, for real, compared to Charleston White. Like, I can't stand Charleston White. And again, I've always talked about this on my channel because I think Charleston White is in jail right now. Or maybe he got bailed out or whatever. I don't know, you know? But anyway, Charleston White is an individual, to me, who is a goofy. He's a clown. But because he says 3 or 4 things that black people can agree with, a lot of times, and I love my black folks. Y'all know I'm pro-black for real on this channel. But a lot of times my people are conditioned to, you know, whenever we agree with 3 or 4 things that you say, we got to figure out a way to make everything else you do acceptable, to make everything else you do okay in everybody's eyes. We can't say, okay, I agree with those 3 or 4 or 4 or 5 things you said, but the rest of that stuff is BS. We got to figure out a way to absolve you of other things when you're doing BS out here, which is what Charleston White does consistently. And because Charleston White maybe said a few things that we can agree with, right? People think we got to make excuses for every other thing he does. Charleston White is a certified clown. And the reason why him and Wallo not in the same league to me, both of these men did jail time, and I don't see Wallo out here talking down on black folks. I don't see him belittling black people. I don't see Wallo out here dressed in Confederate clothing. I don't see Wallo out here calling little black girls ugly B words like Charleston White did when he talked about King Yella's daughter. He called King Yella's daughter an ugly little B word, right? This is a man who, y'all say Charleston White, he's supposed to be a man of the people. Charleston White is supposed to be all for black folks, and you calling an innocent little black girl a ugly little B word, right? You don't see Wallo doing that. You don't see Wallo out here making fun of a child with autism, right? You saw, you don't see Wallo out here making fun of a child with autism. I'm sorry. You saw Charleston White making fun of YSL Woody's daughter who has autism. And as a father of a child with an autism diagnosis, I found it disgusting and despicable. And I don't even have to, I don't have to have had a child with an autism diagnosis to recognize that's some BS. That's clown behavior. But a lot of people let it rock. You don't see Wallo out here, you know, disrespecting the dead. You don't see Wallo out here, what's the word I'm looking for? Like preaching domestic violence. I've seen Charleston White basically say, if I can beat he said it. If I can beat my child, why can't I beat my woman? I should be able to beat my woman. The man said one time 70% of men have put their hands on women before, something crazy like that. And I'm like, he's just making up statistics. Just because you do that, Charleston White, that don't mean everybody else live like that. That don't mean everybody else lives dishonorable like you. I don't see Wallo doing that. I don't see Wallo victim shaming little babies, little black girls, and calling them all type of, you know, all type of garden tools, you know, when they're being groomed by manipulative, conniving, wicked men. I saw Charleston White calling little black girls garden tools for being groomed and manipulated by wicked men. I don't see Wallo doing that. He don't be out here living like that. Wallo live a whole different life, man. And both of these men have done jail time. But I see one brother trying to uplift people. I see one brother trying to speak life into the youth. And another one being an agent of chaos. Charleston White is an agent of chaos, and he tries to mask it with this, oh, I'm playing a character. He tries to disguise it with, I'm just playing a character. I'm just playing a character. That playing a character, that's not a thing. You can't fool me with that. I know you want some BS. You feel me? Like I told y'all before in other videos, you can't piss on me and tell me it's raining. I'm smarter than that. I know what you out here really trying to do. You feel me? He is an agent of chaos. He's ignorant. I don't see Wallo out here dressed in Confederate clothing, sitting around with a group of white men, making fun of the Rodney King beating, trying to trying to buy the baton that Rodney King got beat with and cracking jokes about it. I don't see Wallo doing that. I see Charleston White doing that, sitting around with a group of white men making fun of the Rodney King beatings and talking about you purchased the baton that they beat Rodney King with, and just all ignorant, goofy stuff. You know, I see Wallo on Club Shay Shay and his vulnerability, man. When I see a black man say, man, I can't kill no black man. That ain't in me. I'm not cut like that. I'm not built like that. I can't do that. I can't kill no black man. I can't take no black man life. I can't take nobody life. I'm not cut like that. You know, when I see him tear up talking about the death of his brother, when he talk about his brother getting shot and running into his grandmother's arms and dying in his grandmother's arms, and he say, you know, I had to make a decision. I can't retaliate. I had to forgive the person who took my brother's life. Y'all, as a man, I'm a grown man now. My brother was taken off this earth by another black man. He got into a fight with an individual, and my brother was getting the best of that individual in a fight, and that other person's friend grabbed a gun and took my brother off this earth because his friend was losing a fight. Him and my brother got into an altercation, and his friend was losing a fight. The boy went to go grab a firearm, you know? And so when I hear that, I mean, I was too young to try to retaliate on it or do anything. I'm only 11 years old. But just even thinking about that, man, you know, like, because you feel that. When my brother got taken off this earth, man, my brother was everything to me. You know what I mean? We slept in the same room in my dad's house. He took me everywhere with him. Football practice, when he went to go play basketball at the park, at the rec center, when he was going to the mall, he was going to the movies, when he going to go pick up a video game, when he was going to go see his girlfriend. I went everywhere with him. Everywhere with him, man. When he walking up and down the street, when he going to the gas station, when he going, you know, so I felt that. You know, like he like, yo, I can't make your grandmama cry after you done made my grandma cry. We can't keep doing that. Like, I feel that, brother, in so many different ways. I don't never feel Charleston White like that. Ever. And yeah, he says some things I can agree with. Yeah, he speaks out against, you know, people snitching and all of that. Yeah, but he does a lot of things that cancels all of that out. Wearing Confederate clothing, Confederate flag hats and scarves, putting on Ku Klux Klan uniforms, and, you know, making fun of the Rodney King beating with a group of white men. You victim shaming little black girls who don't have the cognitive development to understand that they're being groomed and manipulated by men. Victim shaming them little girls, calling little black girls the B word who did nothing to you, making fun of children with autism, defending Diddy beating on Cassie, you advocating for domestic violence. None of that cancels all of that stuff. Any little good that you're doing gets canceled out when you do that. I'm sorry. It does, because it shows you're nothing but an agent of chaos, and you out here trying to spread wickedness. And a lot of y'all be too dumb and stupid, and you just follow him blindly. Man, he got a point. Man, if I can beat my kid, I should be able to beat my wife. Okay. Be stupid and have that man send you, have that man, keep listening to that man. That man have you sitting in jail on a domestic violence charge, sitting in there for years looking stupid. Your life be messed up because you out here following Charleston White and thinking what he's saying is gospel. He got you out here living, doing dumb stuff, and you out here looking crazy because you thinking what he's saying it should be law. What he's saying should be, oh man, he's speaking the real. Okay. People, I'm telling you, he out here sending dudes off too. He out here talking about the rappers sending kids off. He's sending them off in the same way compared to Wallo. When I see Wallo talk about prison, he never brags about it. He admits as a man, yo, it was days I was scared in there, y'all. It was days I wanted to go into PC because the violence was a different level of violence that I had never seen on the street. I used to say, I seen violence in there that'll make a grown man cry. Grown man scream because it's just so crazy. He said, I didn't want to be in there. It was days I was in there fearful for my life, wondering if I'm going to come back home. And for a man to say that and not try to be tough. You know, some dudes get out of jail. They do, when some men do hard time, when they do long years, man, shoot, I did what I had to do. I stood up, stood on ground. I was never scared in there. Not one day. You ain't no fear in my heart. Woo, woo, woo. I came up in there the same way I came up out of there. I was never scared. I came in there with my chin up, head out, and I dared somebody to do something to me. They ain't want no trouble. Wallo don't ever speak like that. He like, yo, the first day, I didn't know what was going to happen, man. I'm in there praying before I get up in there, because you don't know what you facing. And that's real talk, man. Real talk, man. He ain't out here being an agent of chaos like Charleston White. You know, he came out, did something productive, tried to make he say, listen, I cannot go back to prison. I can't be out here doing no BS. I cannot. I got to do something different. I got to change up my thought process. I got to try to reach the youth in a completely different way. I got to live for my brother's children. I got to live for his children. I got to live for my grandma so my grandma can see me be something great and doing great things and not being out here going to jail and acting crazy. I got to do something different. I got to speak life into the youth. I got a platform now. When them rappers come on this platform, Lil Durk, Young Thug, all these different rappers, King Von, they come on the platform. He try to tell them to live life a different way and the importance of changing things around, not retaliating in the streets. Now, they all don't listen, but it's the fact that he's still doing it. He's not afraid to tell them what they need to hear. He's not one of them older dudes that just let them feel like everything that they engage in is cool. Everything is acceptable. No, talking to Kodak Black about drug usage and all of that and you know, engaging in narcotics on a daily basis. It's just, no, it's not cool. He speaks against that, and I find that very admirable. I find it very admirable. You know, he ain't out here trying to be an agent of chaos and disguising it as, I'm just trolling, I'm playing a character. Because that trolling word, that's just BS for some. That's just a word. You use that word when you don't want to stand on what you're saying. When you too afraid to stand on your ignorance. When you too afraid to stand in ignorance when people call you out about it. You say, I was just trolling. Because you too scared to own up to the fact that you out here being stupid. You feel me? You too afraid to stand up to the fact, own up to the fact that you out here being stupid. So you just say, I was just trolling. I was just playing. It's just trolling. It's just, no. You out here being ignorant and willfully ignorant. You know what you're doing. And your feet should be held to the fire. You should be held accountable. You know? And Charleston White needs to be held accountable for the stupid, goofy stuff he says. But Wallo, man, I salute that brother in so many ways, man. To get on there and talk about, man, he crying, tears. You got people talking about, he always up here crying just to try to get his point across and make it seem better. Man, stop it, man. Black man being able to shed tears and show vulnerability when he's speaking about the death of his brother. Listen, because I didn't have my brother be taken off of this earth. You feel me? As a young boy, I didn't went to sleep crying, knowing my brother ain't coming back. Knowing the man I looked, the young man, because my brother was 19 years old when he got taken off of this earth. I was 11 years old. I idolized and worshiped my brother. I wanted to be just like him. He went to Morgan Park High School. I went to Morgan Park High School. You know, he had a pretty girlfriend. I had to get the pretty girlfriend. You know, he was a cool dude that everybody liked and everybody was really good friends with. Everybody felt like was a cool brother. I wanted to be the brother that everybody liked and everybody knew was cool. I wasn't no stuff starter. My brother wasn't no stuff starter. Despite him getting into a fight. My brother wasn't no ignorant person. He wasn't out here gang banging, doing stupid. He wasn't doing none of that. You know, I wanted to be just like him. You know, my brother, he was cool. He had the nice fly clothes. He worked a job in high school and college. I wanted to do that. I wanted to do those things. You know, I looked at him as who he was in the house at my dad's house. He was in there with me, and we played video games together and all of that. And I say, man, you know what, man? When I get a little brother, if I ever get another little brother, I'm going to be just like he was to my little brother. And my mom ended up getting married. I had a little stepbrother. You feel me? And I did the same things that my brother did for me to him. But again, I know what it's like crying yourself to sleep when you know your brother ain't coming home. I remember when my brother first passed away, and I went to my dad's house, and I was sleeping in the room that we slept in together. My dad asked me, you going to be okay in here? And I said, yeah, I'm going to be okay. And I'm looking at my brother's pictures in the room, his clothes around the room. And I'm just like at night, like bawling. My dad don't even know. You know what I mean? My dad, my stepmother, they don't even know I'm in there bawling because they're just like, what? So to see that man to express those emotions about his brother and all of that, like, that's powerful to me. But to say, you know what? I can't retaliate. I got to do things differently, man. I got to live a different life, man. And I'm very proud of who Wallo is as a man. And I'm sure his whole family is proud of him and how he's turned his messages of wisdom and positivity and he turned his whole messages of just his whole narrative of speaking life into youth, into black youth. He turned it into an empire along with his cousin Gilly. It's dope, man. Really dope and powerful, man. So be more like, young children need to look up to Wallo, because Wallo gonna tell you, don't you ever go to jail. He not gonna have you engaging in ignorance and thinking it's cool. Now, he not gonna have you doing that. But Charleston White, he gonna have your kids out here thinking it's okay to wear Confederate clothing. It's okay to beat on your girlfriend. It's okay to call little babies out their name. It's okay to make fun of children with a disability or with a developmental delay. He gonna have them thinking it's okay to make fun of little girls who being groomed by wicked men. He gonna have people thinking it's okay to sit around and laugh at police brutality with white men. He gonna have your kids thinking it's okay to just be disrespecting the dead and disrespecting innocent children to get his point across. I can't respect that at all. I can't. As a father of 2 children, as a man, it's never something I'm going to ever be okay with. I'm never going to co-sign Charleston White at all. But I can co-sign Gilly. I mean, excuse me, not Gilly. Excuse me. I can co-sign Wallo, though. I'm sorry. Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm out, y'all. Peace.